Hi guys, how are you? Ladies and gentlemen, spring is here. Almost. Kinda. It's nearly here. Almost. A little bit. It's just about here. It's getting there. And that means that something special very soon, sooner than we think actually, will be taking over the streets of Edinburgh. The Edinburgh Fringe Festival. But I know that not everyone knows exactly what the Edinburgh Fringe is, what can happen there, what it's about, what it's for, all that good fun stuff. So I'm gonna quickly take you through the who, what, when, where and why of the Edinburgh Fringe. Let's go! Let's start with what. I know typically the order starts with who, but what just makes more sense here. What? What is the Edinburgh Fringe? The Edinburgh Fringe Festival, which some people just shorten to the Fringe or Fringe Festival, is actually the world's largest arts festival, and it started way back in 1947. It's quite a big to-do. Who can be in the Fringe Festival and who can go and see it? In terms of participating, anyone. Absolutely anyone, professional or amateur, can participate in the Fringe. They can have a show or an exhibit. You've got artists, producers, directors, photographers, any venues that want to participate and have shows in them, industry professionals, any members of the media, you name it, you'll probably see it at the festival somewhere. As for attending, guess what? Anyone again! Woohoo! Again, absolutely everyone is welcome to come and see the Fringe. They're welcome to come and soak up the culture that it serves up so fantastically and fabulously every single year. Of course, there might be shows that you need to, like buy tickets for. There's shows that might just happen spontaneously in the middle of the street. But even if you wanted to just come to experience the festival for what it is without booking anything in advance or anything like that, the atmosphere of the city alone is like a show in itself. Edinburgh's beautiful at any time of year, but it really comes to life, or at least like a new life during the Fringe. Honestly, you need to see it to believe it. When is this momentous occasion? I tell you. Usually the Fringe will happen every year during the month of August, so this year they're doing it between the 3rd and the 27th of the month. So you've got 3 weeks of non-stop awesomeness essentially. As for individual shows and exhibits and all that good fun stuff that you can see at the Fringe, they'll all have their individual running dates and times within the kind of 3-week bracket, but all that information will be available on the Fringe website that I will link in the description for y'all to go and take a wee gander at. Where will all this fantastic excitement take place? Obviously from the title of the festival you can tell that it takes place in Edinburgh, the capital of Scotland. But as for the individual shows, they will all have their individual venues throughout the city, and they can be so spread out and they can vary so much. So you've got Edinburgh Castle as a venue. That's where they host I always get my tongue twisted at this, the Royal Military Tattoo. You've got theatres like George Square Theatre, you've got areas outside like George Square Gardens, you've also got random ones like bars. I think Argyle's Cellar Bar is still involved in the Fringe as far as I'm aware. Yes, it is! I just checked. I'm so good at this game. The venues honestly vary so much, and quite often the venues add to what the performance is in that venue, so it's always really well chosen. And I know that last year there was around 300 or just over 300 venues, and I think this year's going to be even bigger, so plenty to see. Why? Why does this all happen? Well, for one reason, it's just nice. Having something every year that fosters that much creativity and passion and encourages bringing people together is just lovely to have. But really the Fringe happens because back in 1947, when it first technically happened, it was 8 theatre groups started randomly putting on performances just on the outskirts of where the Edinburgh International Festival was. They didn't have permission to do so, they just thought, you know what, we're gonna do this. So after that wee spontaneous act, more and more people just kind of got drawn into the city during that time of year to see performances and to perform. And eventually the Festival Fringe Society, which kind of runs things, was started in 1958. So over 10 years it was just kind of going on, and then it officially became a thing. They've kept their message the same the whole time, they've kept the inclusion the same the whole time, and it's pretty much just become a little bit of a staple in our culture, and it celebrates what that culture is. So I think that's just why it's something that happens every single year. So there you go, you're probably a wee bit more the wiser about the Edinburgh Fringe than you were a few minutes ago. Every day's a skill day. So now you know more about it, I'm just going to wrap things up by giving a few quick fire kind of tips things. I don't know why I felt the need to click my fingers. But I'm going to give you some quick fire tips to help you in planning your trip to the Fringe. If what I have said prior to this point has intrigued you, listen close. Tip number 1, get your hands on a Fringe Program. I believe these can be downloaded from the website. If not, at the very least you can arrange for one to be posted to your home address. That way you can see what's going on. On a similar note, tip number 2, download the Edinburgh Fringe app. That way you're going to get constant updates. If something's been published in the programme and suddenly it changes, it's going to take a wee bit of time for that to be reprinted and sent out to people if there's any changes, whereas the app can just be updated. So you're going to get constant information about what's going on, what's happening, when dates become available, and all that good fun stuff. Tip number 3, if you go onto the Fringe website, which again, linked in the description, you can sign up to be a friend of the Fringe is what it's called, and essentially this can give you access to 2-for-1 ticket deals. You can get an exclusive box office which sometimes has tickets set aside for friends of the Fringe, which means you've got more chance of getting tickets when they do become available, and many other perks. Tip number 4, keep your eye on the High Street of the Royal Mile and also the Mound Precinct. Commonly these two areas are used for street performances that require no money, no payment is needed for admission or to watch. Also, you sometimes find that there'll be little free performances that go on that are snippets of big performances that are actually happening elsewhere. So if you're unsure, you know, where to put your money, what to go and see, sometimes seeing what they've got going on in those areas can give you a bit of a taste of what's available, and then you can narrow your choices from there. I just realised in that little spiel how quickly I talk sometimes. Whew. Anyway, tip number 5, again in the Mound Precinct, keep your eye out for the Half Price Hut. Exactly what it says on the tin, half price tickets will be available from the Half Price Hut, and dates and times that will be open will soon be coming to the Fringe website, which again in the description. And my last tip, tip number 6, 7, I've lost count. Oh dear. Anyway, my last tip is to have a plan, but at the same time don't have too much of a plan. Realistically, the population of Edinburgh as a city almost doubles during the Fringe, if not slightly over double. So it's going to be really, really busy. Demand for a lot of shows is extremely high, so realistic expectations, don't plan everything on going to see this one particular show unless you know you can get tickets in advance, because you want to avoid disappointment. So go with an idea of what you would like to see, but also have an open mind to what else is going to be available, because you know, it's on for 3 weeks, there is so much stuff. So have ideas, but be open to new and different things. A happy medium. But yeah, there's some tips about the Edinburgh Fringe. Again, loads of other information will be available on the website that I have put in the description. In the description as well as links to our social medias where you can find us in other places and you can get updates about what we've got going on at the same time. Would you look at that? But other than that, as always, thank you very much for watching this video. If you found it helpful or you enjoyed it, or both, give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to click subscribe for more videos. Check out other videos we have on our channel right now, and I will see you all very soon. Bye!